Hey everybody, Tim here for tonight's episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 1, Episode 6, Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach. So first of all, the title is great. It's a reference to the phrase that is spoken in the episode. It's a very long title, which is reminiscent of the original series. I have a lot of feelings about this. Right off the bat, I will just to get it out of the way. I loved this episode. I feel like every Star Trek show has well, I mean, some have multiple, but like the episode, like memorable episodes, I guess would be a way to put it. The original series has a lot, like Let This Be Your Last Battlefield, an arena, stuff like that. The Next Generation has a metric fuck ton. Stuff like Measure of a Man or The Inner Light or Chain of Command, stuff like that. And then even Deep Space Nine with Pale Moonlight, like Voyage, like every Star Trek show at least has one episode that's like, that's it. That is that's the premise. That's it. And so while I don't think fans will necessarily think of this episode as that is the goal, that is the message, it was for me. I was very emotional watching this episode. I'm going to knock the B storyline out right away because I liked it. Don't get me wrong, I liked it, but I don't care. The whole B storyline was just Uhura and La'an and just being in that rotation. There were a lot of little funny one-liners. It was good. It was a good little B storyline, and it fit with the big storyline, which is what worked for me. Now, the main storyline. I was an English major way back in, doesn't matter. And I can remember so for those of you who didn't go to college or don't know, college books are insanely expensive and you get nothing in return. But being an English major, a lot of books that I had to get were like collections and short stories and the best of and stuff like Stephen King's Writing on Writing, stuff like that. And in one of those books that it's probably like right there. It's probably somewhere here behind me because I don't throw anything away. For one of my short story, or for one of my English classes, I had to get a collection of short stories. And this was like 2007, somewhere in there. And in that collection was a short story called The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas, written by Ursula K. Le Guin. I probably butchered that entire thing, but guess what? When you're reading, you pronounce things however the fuck you want. And again, this is like 20 years ago. It fucked me up. I'm gonna pause right here and say, like, I might lose a lot of friends over this. It fucked me up. It really did. It really makes you kind of take a step back and reevaluate and look at society, especially as an American, look at what we do, stuff like that. And this episode is that. Like, I am shocked there was not like a inspired by credit. It's very much in that same ilk. It's very much like to be honest, like I think it's convenient that they never went to Spock for his point of view, because I do think this episode kind of goes with the Vulcan logic. The lives of the many outweigh the lives of the few. And how far are you willing to push that? Now, as human beings and Starfleet and good Samaritans, like this really kind of goes to especially the now famous meme of the train. Like you have a train that you control. It goes under two tracks. Do you kill one person or do you kill 5 people? And everybody's like, I don't know. Like the lives of the many outweigh the lives of the few, or the one. And so Majalis, which is in this episode, Majalis is this fantastic paradise that has zero sickness. Like nothing, it's a utopia. And all, and beneath it, it's a floating city in the sky. And beneath it is just lava and rocks and desert. And it's just barren wasteland. And what does it take to keep this utopia, to keep everybody happy? It takes the life of a child. Like I don't remember if this episode actually gave a specific like how many years or so, but it takes the life of a child. Let's say every 10 years or so. Now, do you keep this utopia? Do you keep this paradise Themyscira island with no disease and no poverty and everybody's just so fucking happy, but all you have to do is sacrifice one person? Do you do that or not? Now, I 100% recommend you reading the original story, because I'll spoil it for you. I'm sorry if you can't guess by the title. The narrator, yeah, is basically Pike in the story, but he also lives there. So imagine you live in this utopia, but you don't know about this child. And that's what the short story is about. And then once everybody goes through like this rite of passage, almost like a puberty thing, where they're finally looped in, and either you accept it or you walk away from the city and you walk away into the desert. And that's why it's called The Ones Who Walk Away. And so I don't know. Part of me, like, gut instinct, I'd be like, yeah, the lives of the many. Like we literally live in a city with no sickness and no disease, and like we can cure anything. But like, yeah, like one person has to suffer, and I'm sorry. And even if it was me, like, yeah, like, but how many other people get to be happy? So I don't, this is definitely an episode. It's a short story about self-reflection. And I don't know, maybe I'm a bad person. I don't know. The entire episode as a whole is really great. The whole love scene between Pike and Allura almost gave me like Kirk vibes, just because Kirk is known for being a man horse. So the whole bedroom scene, I was like, the little kid, and this episode does such a good job of making you empathetic for this little kid, because he's so smart and he has a connection with Spock and he has a connection with Mbala, and like he's so smart and so funny, and then when you're like, oh, he's gonna die, like it's heartbreaking. But I don't know, this this episode fucked me up as much as the book. So I'm kind of curious. Oh, and the whole like when the little kid like brings Mbala's daughter to play hopscotch and stuff, like this episode does such a good job of playing at the heartstrings. So I'm curious what you guys are thinking. I don't even know if this is a review. This is just like emotional trauma dumping. This isn't even a review. But I'm curious what you guys think. That's why we do the drunken episodes, y'all. Let me know. I'm catching up quick because my goal is to get through all of this before the new season drops. So I'm curious, which lever would you pull? Which is not an Emperor's New Groove reference, but like, is it the one or is it the other four people? Like, which track is the train gonna go? Could you live in a society where you have no wants? Like everything is perfect, but you know that somewhere there's a dungeon with a kid being tortured. Could you live in this paradise knowing that? Or would you be the one to walk away? Would you walk away from Amalus? Would you walk away from Majaris? Would you walk away because you couldn't live with yourself? I'm gonna pull a Cisco quote and be like, I think I could live with it. I'm curious. Let me know. I want lots of comments because I will respond to every comment that I get. I promise. Let me know. Thank you guys for liking and subscribing. Thank you guys for commenting. Like, I was very hesitant to return to making videos, but like one of you was like, please do this. And so here I am. Let me know, and I will see you guys for the next episode. The Serene Squall.